Welcome to Lion Watch, the channel where we explore the most intriguing conspiracy and end-time themes. Today, we've got something that's been making waves in the world, especially among Christians who believe in biblical prophecies. We'll be discussing the ever-intensifying conflict in the Middle East and why some Christians are seeing it as a significant sign of the end times. Buckle up, because what we uncover today will send shivers down your spine. Our journey begins with the shocking events that unfolded recently in the Holy Land. Hundreds have been killed and thousands injured in Israel after Palestinian gunmen from Hamas launched a brazen militant operation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared war against the group, marking a major escalation in the long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine. To truly understand the gravity of the situation, we need to delve into the background. Tensions had been brewing for months, with various incidents setting the stage for this violent outbreak. In the lead-up to the current conflict, there were a series of events that heightened the already simmering tensions. Just last month, Israel and Hamas, the Palestinian militant group that rules Gaza, appeared to be on the brink of war. Israeli border agents found explosive material hidden in a shipment of jeans and halted all exports from the Gaza Strip. Hamas put its forces on high alert and held field exercises with other armed groups, including Palestinian Islamic Jihad. The drills included practice rocket launches, ambushes, and the storming of settlements, providing a preview of the attacks launched on Saturday. A summer of military raids and retaliatory attacks had further fueled tensions. Israel staged multiple military raids in the city of Jenin, where it said militants were planning attacks on Israeli troops and civilians. On June 19, Israeli forces raided Jenin, killing at least 5 Palestinians, deploying Apache helicopters in the West Bank for the first time since the Second Intifada, or Palestinian Uprising, which lasted from 2000 to 2005. The next day, Hamas gunmen opened fire at a hummus restaurant outside Eli, an Israeli settlement in the West Bank, killing 4 Israelis. And on June 21, hundreds of Israeli settlers rampaged through Palestinian villages, torching homes and cars and shooting at residents. Israel then also carried out its first drone strike in the West Bank since 2006, killing 3 suspected militants. On July 3, Israel's military launched its biggest operation there in more than 2 decades, staging an air and ground attack on a refugee camp in Jenin with roughly 1,000 soldiers. Before this massive operation in July, Israel's security forces shot and killed a 14-year-old boy on a bicycle as they pursued 2 Palestinian militants in March. In early April, during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, Palestinian worshippers at Al-Aqsa barricaded themselves inside the mosque. Israeli police then stormed the site in the Old City of Jerusalem, leading to clashes and condemnation from the UN Human Rights Office. About a month later, Israel launched surprise airstrikes in Gaza targeting leaders of the Islamic Jihad militant organization, which is backed by Iran. The strikes killed 3 top militants and 10 others, including 4 women and 4 children. These strikes set off a 5-day bout of violence that killed at least 33 people in Gaza and 2 people in Israel. These incidents, both in Gaza and the West Bank, had already raised concerns and anxiety among many. Now, as we look at this complex series of events leading up to the current conflict, we're left with questions. Is this recent Israel war a sign of the end times, as some Christians believe? That's what we'll explore further. To help us understand the connection between these events and biblical prophecies, we'll explore the views of Pastor Greg Laurie, an influential voice in the Christian community. According to Pastor Laurie, the Bible has long foretold that Jerusalem would play a pivotal role in the events of the last days. He argues that recent geopolitical developments may be in line with what the scriptures have prophesied. Pastor Laurie highlights the importance of the regathering of Israel into their homeland as a significant sign. Against all odds, Israel became a nation in 1948, a momentous event, particularly in the aftermath of the Holocaust. Pastor Laurie points out that some scholars believe Magog, the attacking force mentioned in the Bible, could symbolize Russia, which is situated to the north of Israel. Furthermore, one of Magog's allies, according to this interpretation, could be Persia, which was the ancient name for modern-day Iran. This is where things start to get interesting. The recent cooperation between Russia and Iran has raised concerns, especially in light of biblical prophecies. Pastor Lori suggests that a potential conflict involving Israel, Russia, and Iran may align with the prophecies in Ezekiel 37 and 38, where an attack on Israel from the north is described. While Pastor Lori isn't claiming this will certainly lead to the biblical scenario, he finds it intriguing that these geopolitical events could be connected to ancient prophecies. In the words of Jesus, when these events start to unfold, it's time to pay attention because it could be a sign of something monumental. As Pastor Lori reminds us, Christians are also called to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, hoping for an end to violence and the safe return of hostages. Let's see how people reacted. As a Muslim, I am praying for the innocent civilians in both Palestine and Israel. I can't believe that in the 21st century, people are still fighting like pagans instead of resolving their conflicts by talking and finding a middle ground. We haven't learned anything from history. At the end of the day, the only people suffering will be the innocent kids and widows who had nothing to do with the politics and the power games of the politicians. The scriptures are being fulfilled in our times. Let's be more vigilant in our prayers. And Jesus said, when those troops surrounded Jerusalem, "Behold, I am at the door." So, is the recent Israel war a signal of the end times? That's a question for each of us to ponder, keeping an eye on the unfolding events in the world and their potential connection to biblical prophecies. Thank you for joining us today on Lion Watch. If you found this discussion intriguing, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more thought-provoking content. And, as always, share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the mysteries of our world.